Right, darling, settle in. You wouldn't believe the odyssey I've just endured. Honestly, it's the kind of thing that makes you question the very fabric of polite society. People talk about experiences, about making memories. What a load of codswallop, honestly. Some memories are best left unmade, buried deep where they can haunt your perfectly curated aesthetic, and this was one of those. It all began with the siren song of Crete, a place I'd envisioned as a sun-drenched paradise, a haven for the discerning traveler, you understand, a place to be seen, naturally. You see, I am accustomed to a certain standard. It's not arrogance, it's simply a recognition of value. I was raised to expect, nay, demand a level of service that anticipates your needs before you even realize them yourself. My grandmother, bless her exquisitely tailored soul, always said, darling, if the Haven Tea offered you a chilled glass of rosé upon arrival, simply turn around. And well, she was rarely wrong. So naturally I settled upon the Pilot Beach Resort Crete. 5 stars they claimed, 5 stars, oh the irony. Let's begin with the arrival, shall we? It was, shall we say, not a grand entrance, more like a hesitant shuffle. From the moment I stepped onto the property, a subtle dissonance began to creep into my awareness. A certain shabbiness, a lack of polish. It wasn't dirty per se, but things felt worn, faded. Like a once glorious gown left to hang in the attic for far too long, which quite frankly is simply unforgivable at this price point. Do you agree? Because honestly, one does expect a certain level of meticulous upkeep. It's just basic, but that was only the preliminary tremor before the earthquake. We were shown to our bungalow, and immediately a peculiar olfactory assault began. A subtle, yet pervasive, unpleasantness hung in the air. It was faint at first, a whisper of something off, but it grew, morphing into a distinctly sewage-like aroma. Can you imagine, having to constantly inhale the scent of, well, let us just say it's not the kind of ambience one expects when paying a small fortune for a luxury getaway. It's like they built the resort on top of the sanitation system. I mean, honestly, the sheer lack of foresight. A child could have seen that as a poor idea. A child, and the location, they boast a beachfront experience. Deceptive marketing, I assure you. The resort is bisected by a rather busy road, you see. A constant stream of vehicles whizzing past, shattering any semblance of tranquility. Imagine, if you will, attempting to commune with nature while simultaneously contending with the roar of internal combustion engines. It's deeply disturbing. A subterranean passage is offered, yes, but it feels ominous. Like descending into the underworld, not exactly conducive to relaxation, wouldn't you agree? Then there was the room itself, a rather cramped bungalow, I am afraid. The furniture appeared to be relics from a bygone era. Not vintage in a charming way, but simply old. The beds were lumpy, the sofas felt like sleeping on planks of wood. It's like they raided a forgotten storage facility and decided, oh, this will do. And the closets, tiny. Pathetically tiny, as if they anticipated guests traveling with only a single scarf and a profound sense of denial. Honestly, where am I supposed to put my collection of cashmere sweaters? But the real horror, darling, was the service. Oh, the service. I've rarely encountered such a blatant display of disdain. The male waiters, in particular, possessed an air of condescension that was truly breathtaking. They rolled their eyes at the slightest request, as if offering assistance was a personal affront. Imagine actually having to apologize for asking for a glass of water, the sheer audacity, and the grimaces they exchange behind your back. I saw them, I have eyes. It's like being treated as an inconvenience, a disruption to their carefully constructed world of ennui. W.
As my nanny would say, a good waiter makes you feel like royalty. These make you feel like a peasant. And the noise.
The reality of businesses near Pilot Beach Resort, Crete. If you're staying at Pilot Beach Resort, Crete, and expecting a vibrant, well-run selection of nearby businesses to explore, lower those expectations significantly. The businesses in this area suffer from a pattern of mediocrity, poor service, and in some cases, outright deception. It's not just 1 or 2 bad apples, it's the entire orchard. Let's start with shopping. The shopping experience near Pilot Beach Resort is, to put it kindly, underwhelming. Talos Plaza, the supposed shopping center, is a masterclass in disappointment. Visitors describe it as a half-finished construction zone with more coming soon signs than actual shops. The few stores that do exist are low budget, and the parking. A daylight robbery at €3 per hour, more expensive than the city center. One guest walked in, saw the 3 open shops, and walked right back out. Another called it the worst shopping center I've ever seen. And this isn't a new problem. Reviews from 8 years ago mention the same emptiness. If you're hoping for retail therapy, you'll need to travel far beyond this area. Now, let's talk relaxation. Aegeo Spa should be a sanctuary. Instead, it's a lesson in false advertising. Guests expecting a luxurious retreat found massages performed by inexperienced staff under outdoor tents, no sauna, no jacuzzi, just the sound of disappointment. One couple paid over €200 for treatments so amateurish they demanded a refund and were refused. Another guest caught their masseuse distracted by their phone mid-session. For €280, you'd expect at least undivided attention. But no, the spa's lack of professionalism isn't an exception, it's the standard here. Hungry? Almyra fish sushi might tempt you until you arrive to find a locked gate or get turned away due to a system error. The few reviews that exist suggest confusion and frustration, not fresh seafood. Then there's Cotton Club, a bar that seems to specialize in disappointment. The cocktails. Described as the worst non-alcoholic drink in the world by one guest, and mango sorbet drowned in Prosecco and strawberry jam by another. The pizza? One reviewer called it the worst they'd ever eaten, barely touched before being abandoned. The seating, wooden benches so uncomfortable they drove customers to rival bars. Even the Guinness runs out, consistently. But the crown jewel of culinary letdowns is Muse's Cafe Restaurant. Frozen food served cold salmon burgers that look nothing like the menu, and moussaka drier than a desert wind. The service, rude, indifferent, or simply absent. One guest's garlic bread was so pathetic they joked about cooking better with a hotel hairdryer. Another found their pork chop still bleeding and paid €34 for the privilege. This isn't just bad food, it's an insult to the idea of dining out. Even Panorama Lounge, with its stunning views, can't escape mediocrity. Cocktails at €12 that taste like cheap juice, service that forgets you exist, and music so poorly mixed it belongs in a dentist's waiting room. So what's the takeaway? The businesses near Pilot Beach Resort suffer from a chronic lack of care. Whether it's unfinished construction, amateurish services, or food that defies logic, the pattern is clear. This is an area where expectations should be kept very low. If you must venture out, do so with caution and maybe pack a snack, because around here, quality isn't just scarce, it's practically mythical.
Okay, so I was looking into stuff near Pilot Beach Resort in Crete, you know. It is supposed to be beautiful. Everyone goes there for 2 weeks, but there are things. Businesses around there, they can be tricky. First off, restaurants. It's like they want to be friendly, especially if you're near Pilot Beach Resort. They wave you in, tell you the fish is fresh just for you, without showing you a menu. Then the bill comes and it asks a lot. Like a group of tourists in Coronas, not far from Pilot Beach Resort, got a bill for over $120 for 2 souvlaki and a bottle of wine. Can you believe that? They argued, the restaurant threatened to call the police. Probably the tourists paid, feeling totally ripped off, and vowed to write a terrible review. I bet the restaurant keeps doing it though, counting on people not wanting the hassle. Then there are the shops, especially in Almyra, close to Pilot Beach Resort. They sell handmade olive wood stuff, souvenirs, but it's all fake. Someone found the exact same things at a wholesale market in Chania for 1/10 of the price. Honestly, it's just dishonest. The tourists probably felt stupid, like they got taken for fools. The shop owner probably just shrugged it off, making a profit off naive visitors. Oh, and taxis, especially from the airport to places near Pilot Beach Resort. They claim the meter is broken or give you a fixed price that's way too high. A British couple got charged $80 for a 25-minute ride that should have been $35. It's just greedy. They probably complained to the taxi company, maybe even the police, but honestly, it's Crete, Things move slowly. The driver probably just kept overcharging the next tourist. There's also this thing where friendly locals offer to take you to a restaurant, near Pilot Beach Resort. They get a commission, so they push you to order the most expensive things. It's annoying. Why can tea people just be nice without trying to make money off you? The tourists probably ended up with a huge bill and a bad taste in their mouth, thinking they can trust anyone. The friendly local probably just went to the next group of tourists. It's just sad, really.